Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm again back with another interesting tutorial on how you can make navbar on your website within few minutes using Bootstrap. Okay, so guys, first of all you need to know what Bootstrap is actually. So guys, Bootstrap is an amazing front-end framework for building responsive web pages without writing a lot of codes. Okay, so guys, let's go to your favorite browser and just type Bootstrap. I'll be using Bootstrap 4. So you can find their official website to know more about Bootstrap, and there are two ways to use Bootstrap for your project. First is you can download it, like you can just go ahead and just type Bootstrap and you can just simply download it. Okay, but here in this case I'll be using CDNs. So what are CDNs and how to get them? You just type W3 schools Bootstrap 4. You will find this first link. Okay, just go here and copy and paste these links. Simply I just copied these links and I'll just make one HTML page. So let's create index.html. You can use your favorite editor, guys. This is all up to you, all up to you. Okay, so once I am in my HTML document, I just go and press an exclamatory symbol and press enter. Everything will be written here. Just let's just define the title as nav tutorial or something like that, and just inside the head, not here, you can just paste those links. Okay, so I'm using content delivery network links. Those are easy to use. You don't need to download Bootstrap to work with your projects using Bootstrap. So I just use the CDNs. So guys, first of all, let's get started to work how your, let's just close this browser. Yeah, okay, so first of all you need to think how we are going to make the navbar. So let's say that we are going to make a navbar with some brand name and some some menus on the navbar, right? So first of all we need to create a div. Let's create a div, and inside this div I'll be creating the navbar. So just write nav element. Inside this nav element I'll be using some classes. Now guys, Bootstrap has some predefined classes. If you don't know about Bootstrap, I'll highly recommend you to go through their documentation, go through their website, official website, and you can find some interesting stuffs related to Bootstrap. So we have some predefined classes in Bootstrap that we'll be using to make some attractive components of our web pages, and all the components are, guys, all are responsive. So let's just create a nav element, and inside this nav element we'll use a predefined class given by Bootstrap, that is navbar, and second class will be navbar expand medium. For medium size devices and higher, we'll just expand the navbar. How it will be working, I'll just tell you. Okay, don't worry if you don't understand for now. I'll give a background color as let's give success. These are all, guys, predefined classes. If you don't know about these classes, I'll highly recommend you to go to Bootstrap 4 and go to the official website. You can just learn everything from here. You can just talk about the components, utilities, and everything. You can just go and check it out. You have everything related to this components. You can see all the things are there. Okay, so if you don't know anything about Bootstrap, I highly recommend you to pause the video here and go back to the documentation and then come back to this video. Okay, so this will be giving us a green colored navbar. Okay, so BG means background, and then I'll be using a text. The navbar should have this dark, let's say just dark itself. This is good. Then after this section, so we just outlined how our navbar should look like. Now let's open it with live server and see if we can find some changes. You can see some green color thing has appeared on the top, right? So our nav bar has already been active. So let's just start making the brand name, or the company name. So whenever you're just going to be giving the logo of your company on the head or the top of the navbar, so how you can use that? Let's create a div element, and inside that we'll be using a class called navbar brand. Okay, this is again a predefined class, guys, provided by Bootstrap. So you can just directly write the logo, or you can just write the company name here, company name, or if you want to attach any kind of logo, you can just directly write here image, and source you can give here. Okay, that will be pretty fine, but I'll for this for now I'll be using logo simply. Let's see if I can find anything here. Yeah, so as you can see, we found here a white colored logo written here as a brand name. Okay, this is a brand name exactly written. So since I use here navbar dark, means here will be having the font or the text color as to be white. Okay, always remember this. Now if we just change this bg color to dark, we'll find some changes. Yeah, so we can see the success, instead of success we used dark, and now we can find the background color literally changed. But the navbar dark here basically tells us that the text color should be light, that means text color should be white. Okay, after this we have to frame how we can use the navbar. So whenever you are using smaller devices, you should have the navbar in the form like with collapsible icons. So let's just create that. Okay, so we have class as to be navbar toggler. Okay, and we have the data or target as to be some, we'll use some parameter, and data toggler as one another attribute. So I'll talk about all these things. For now, just see what I do. I'll use a span. Here inside the span, I'll just use a class, again a predefined class, that is navbar, sorry, toggler icon. Okay, so you can pretty much imagine how it should look. If you just see for smaller devices, let's say that, let me just decrease the width. Okay, now you can see that whenever we are finding that it's a smaller device, we find some toggler icon appeared. This is what is the case running here. So whenever we are finding we are using some smaller devices, we'll find this toggler. Now what is data target and data toggler? For data toggler, we'll use this collapse, and for data target, I'll be using this. So let's just create what will happen whenever whenever we'll be using, sorry, I'll be talking about all these things, don't worry about this. If we just click on this, we will find some menus here, right? Some menus that are already whenever we just collapse it, the menus should be available. So let's just create all those menus. Let's just create this class as to be navbar collapse, and the collapse, sorry, here I should use it. Yeah, okay, collapse, navbar collapse, and here inside will be again we have to add an ID. Let's say we'll say collapse me, or collapse me. So collapse me, this ID should be used instead in the case of here in the data target section, we'll be using this ID. Okay, yeah, okay. Now let's just create all those menus that will be available when we click on the toggler icon. Okay, so it will be an unordered list, and this should be named as, means this will fall under classes nav bar nav. This is the nav part. Okay, and inside this nav will have some lists, and each list should have a class of nav item. Okay, and each of those menus should be a link, right? So we'll be using A for the link, href, let's for now make it a dead link, and a class should be nav link. Okay, so let's just write the first link has to be home, and let's just copy it out and paste it couple of times. First one is home, then let's talk about us. Sorry, let's say it's about us. Then we can write here services, and the final one is contact us. Now let's just increase the width. You can see that we have got these all menus, and these are all links. We can understand we have the cursor as to be the pointer, right? These are all links. If we click here, we can just write more code related to where it should go, but still it's totally understandable that these are links. Now let's just reduce the size. Once we click here, we should get the menus. Okay, so yeah, so if we just come back to the browser and click here, okay, we can find the menu. I think I did some mistake. Okay, yeah, so I just wrote here data toggler. It should be data toggle. Okay, so now let's see if it works. Just refresh it. Yeah, so we can see this, all the menus are just coming in the drop down format. Like this is a collapsible navbar. Okay, in case of smaller devices, it will adjust it itself, and we can see this is a vertical navbar, somewhat like vertical navbar, right? This is pretty simple. Now one thing we need to do, that whenever we just hover over this icon, it should be a the pointer should be like the cursor pointer should change, right? So for that only also we can just write some inline style. See guys, inline styling is not so good. You should maintain different CSS file to maintain all your styles. For now, let me just show you. So let's just write style as, okay guys, we cannot write it like that because we need to hover over that. So let's just create another CSS 1.css file here inside. So let's just give an ID here. The ID is toggler, let's say, and we'll use this toggler, and here whenever we are hovering over this, whenever we hover over this toggler, we should get a cursor pointer. Cursor has to be pointer, and let's just link this CSS file to our HTML file. So how you can do this? Link href should be css1.css, sorry, css1.css. okay, let's just see if it works. Now guys, you can see that whenever we just hovering over this icon, we get a cursor pointer type cursor. Okay, so that was all pretty much. I wanted to talk about the introduction of how to, you can make a navbar for your website in few minutes, and that was all about I wanted to talk. So stay tuned for the next video where I'll be talking about some interesting stuffs related to Bootstrap. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe for the latest updates of my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.